Hi, everybody, and welcome back to JetsHQ. Glad to be back with you for another visit. Thank you guys for all joining me. I really appreciate it. Before I forget, I've been told I'm in my son's room, as you can see behind me, so I'm using his room as a studio. So he gets to have a little bit of input on the video, so I just want you to know that he's asked me to make sure I say to you up front that you need to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. What else did he tell me? You need to go check out my Twitch. I have a Twitch account. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. Just look up JetsHQ. On all of them, you'll find me. I'm putting up more and more content, but I need input from you guys in order to know what it is that you'd like to hear about. I know what I want to talk about. I can talk all day. I'm going to try to keep some of the videos short. In today's video, I want to really talk about this one draft scenario, or basically it's a branch. It's two draft scenarios, how things might shake out for the Jets and what we should do in either side, and in order to maximize our potential. But that's what I'm going to talk about today. But I really want to know what you guys want to hear about. If you have questions, thoughts, or feelings, also if you agree with me, disagree with me, put a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know how I'm doing. I can take the criticism, but it's you guys. It's you guys who watch me that really drive the content. So I'm not going to do the big draft board today. I'm going to save that for a big special time. But and what I'm planning on doing, and I think you guys are going to like this, is that my draft board, which I made on a magnetic board. It's really nice. It's really cool looking. It's got the magnetic helmets and everything. I'm going to make that an interactive draft board. I'm going to use comments from the viewers who know these other teams better than I do to make the picks and change my board around as to the popularity of selections for the first round of the draft. So it'll be an interactive draft board, and I think it'll be a lot of fun leading up to the draft. See how everybody does, what the general view out there of our subscribers, of our viewers. How accurate you guys are. It's not going to just be my board. I mean, I know the Jets part, but there's 31 other guys, 31 other teams. So anyway, the first thing I wanted to do before I hit this draft scenario tree that I wanted to discuss, we did sign Brian Poole as our slot corner, and I just wanted to touch on him real quick to talk about him. I'm really happy with the signing. We were comparing him to Buster Skrine, and I liked Buster Skrine. I thought he was very talented. But Buster Skrine's 30 years old, and Brian Poole's 26, so we got younger, which is one of the main focuses of the Jets management, is to get younger and get these guys for a little bit longer of a period of time so we can build something and keep the personnel around. Even though I know it seems strange because we keep letting our Pro Bowlers walk away, but we're actually trying to get younger and keep players here. So I think that's a good strategy. I like getting younger. Brian Poole has good hands. He's a very decent slot corner. He's not the best, but his salary is $3.5 million for 1 year. Now this is really good for both the Jets and for Brian Poole. If Brian Poole has a good year, he's gonna max out. He's gonna make some nice money. He's gonna this is a showcase for himself. But for the Jets, it's a very inexpensive year. We need cornerbacks, especially in the slot, and give us a chance to spend some money elsewhere and put a decent, solid young player right in the middle. So he's 26 versus Buster Skrine's 30, and there's no way on earth, I'm sure we'll agree, that Brian Poole will commit as many penalties as Buster Skrine. Buster Skrine got flagged coming in and out of the tunnel for each game for the Jets. This is ridiculous. I've never seen a guy draw more flags. I don't know. I mean, I thought he was actually a decent cover corner, but and he had a lot of athletic ability, but the refs just love to throw flags on that guy. He was very handsy, apparently, because, man, he was wearing green and white and yellow every game. So tired of that. Glad to see that's gone. I really do like McCagnon's idea of getting younger, getting guys in their prime. Brian Poole's 26 years old. He's going into his prime, just like we talked about CJ Mosely. This is good. Getting guys in their prime, getting players when they're getting better as opposed to getting worse. And Greg Williams, it's another aggressive piece for him. He's an aggressive coach. He's going to have Brian Poole. He attacks. He's also pressures the quarterback, which is something we didn't get a whole lot of. Revis used to get in there and sack the quarterback, but we haven't had that in a long time. So Brian Poole will pressure the quarterback. He will get sacks, and he'll do that on a regular basis, which is a fantastic thing for a defense that's trying to get more aggressive, trying to get an edge rusher, and develop a presence. So that's really going to be good. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the signing. It's a good pickup for the Jets. So congratulations. We got him on paper. I'm really thrilled about that. Let's go to the draft scenario. The Jets have the number 3 pick. Now it's a good pick. It's a good spot. The Jets are in great position now. 2 things can happen. The Dolphins just traded away Ryan Tannehill. So they are definitely needing a quarterback, and they were shot down. They were shot down by Teddy Bridgewater. He went there to talk with them. He had a meeting, and then he went back and signed immediately with the Saints, which tells you one thing very important. The Dolphins are going to suck this year. They are rebuilding. They're playing next year for a high draft pick. They've got nothing. So one thing they're going to do this year is they're going to play aggressively for a rookie quarterback, which means they're in the market for Kyler Murray. They're in the market for Dwayne Haskins. They're in the market for Drew Lock, but if they end up with Drew Lock, it's a failure for the Dolphins. So they are definitely going for the top 2 quarterbacks this year, which means the Jets are in prime spot to deal with our friends at the number 13 slot. So the Dolphins have 13, and according to the board that the NFL teams use to figure out the way these things cost equalizing, going from 13 to 3 would cost the Dolphins this year's number 1. They'd have to swap the 13 for our 3, and then they would also have to give us a 2 and a 1 next year. And that's just being conservative. If they need to be aggressive, they might have to give us more than that. We might be able to squeeze more out of them. Unless, of course, the 49ers sell out cheap, and then the Dolphins jump ahead of us and they say, screw you, Jets, we don't need to pay your price, we'll go up to number 2. So those are the 2 choices that can happen. The Dolphins could go to number 2, or they could trade with the Jets at number 3. So let's take one at a time. Let's say that the Dolphins trade for the number 2 pick with the 49ers. So now you've got the Cardinals who are going to take Kyler Murray or trade out, and whoever ends up there picks Kyler Murray. So that's number 1. And then at number 2, you get the Dolphins moving up, and they're going to take Dwayne Haskins. So you have the Jets in the prime position to be picking number 3 with the best person on the board, effectively the best defensive player on the board, because defense is way better than offense in this draft. So you're looking at the Jets and Mike McCagnon having the best player fall to them in their lap again. And that's a great thing. So we take it. Now, trading out at that point is probably not an option because there's no other good quarterbacks. Drew Lock, nobody's going to trade up and pay the kind of draft capital to get up to number 3 to get Drew Lock. So that's not going to happen. So pretty much if that happens, the Jets are going to be stuck at number 3. So trading down and picking up picks is not really going to be an option unless they want to sell cheap, and we don't want to do that. So we'll just have to turn around and select our edge rusher, Nick Bosa. So you get Nick Bosa, you get the number 1 player in the draft. I know people think Quinnen Williams is the number 1 player in the draft, but Nick Bosa is the number 1 player in the draft. Okay? Let's not joke around. So you get the guy who would play the position just like Anthony Barr would have. Anthony Barr's contract was $15 million a year for 4 or 5 years. And here you are, Nick Bosa, you're going to get him for 5 years. And the number 3 draft slot is $5.9 million. So, of course, it's steadily increasing over the years with a 5th-year option. But let me tell you something, that is a hell of a lot better cost than what it would have cost us for Anthony Barr. And we got Nick Bosa, who's going to come into the league better and over the next 5 years be way better of an acquisition than Anthony Barr. So that's a great scenario. I'm all for it, and that would be one way that this tree would branch. The other way would be that the Niners, let's say the Cardinals either don't choose Kyler Murray or they don't trade out. or the Niners don't trade out and they select Bosa. Now here we are, the number 3 slot. Haskins is still on the board. Maybe Murray's still on the board. You never know. And teams like the Dolphins need to trade up. So here we are. Now we trade down. So we end up with the 13th pick. And we end up with a number 2. And we end up with a 1 next year. And maybe a number 3, something like that. So this is perfect for the Jets, where we can fill a bunch of holes. And with absolutely fantastic players. Not blue chip, just blue chip, Quinnen Williams, Nick Bosa kind of guys, but Jonah Williams. I love this guy. This guy played as a starter, as a freshman for Alabama. It just doesn't happen, okay? I was listening to Nick Saban just the other day, and he's talking about everybody's making fun of this guy's short arms. He doesn't have short arms. He said he could play anywhere, and I believe him. Nick, Saban does not just lavish praise on players. It just doesn't happen. He loves this guy, Jonah Williams. I love him too. I would love to stick him on our offensive line and put him in front of Sam Darnold. That would just be fabulous. And then, of course, you're looking in round 2, and it's a Dolphins pick. It's in the top part of round 2. You're looking for what falls through the cracks. There's going to be guys because I think Cleveland Ferrell is falling. I think he's falling a lot, and I'm watching him like the Jets would be drooling to see him fall to that number 2 pick. You fulfill your edge rusher spot. You got your offensive lineman that you need. It's just a fantastic scenario, and you're saving tons of money. That number 13 slot, you're not paying anywhere near the price for the number 3 guy. It fits our salary cap, and we can still go out and get more people. So I really like either branch of this tree for the Jets as far as the draft is concerned. It all is going to fall depending on what the teams ahead of us do, and when they do it, we're going to have to wait with bated breath going into the draft to see how it falls. I can't wait to see which way it goes because I'm excited about it either way. But anyway, please let me know what you guys think. I want to know if you guys think that my scenario is optimistic. If you guys think am I selling short? What do you guys think? Do you think this could happen? Is it totally off the wall? Am I crazy? So just let me know. And remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for coming back if you've already done those things. And send me some comments and let me know what else you want to hear and what you think of this one. I think that's all I've got for today. So I appreciate it, guys. Let's go Jets.